Alright, what's up everybody? In this video, this very special power scaling video is more so a result of the fact that I feel like this is genuinely one of the most underrated villains in comics and in the comic community in terms of just sheer power and the threat they pose to the verse. In fact, to be honest, a lot of verses would get clapped up by the likes of the being known as Onslaught from Marvel Comics. So with this video today, I'm going to take the time to break down who he is, power he's displayed, who he's beaten, what he scales to, what he scales above, and overall, why Onslaught's one of the scariest characters in comics because of his potential power. Also, he's returning to comics soon, as it was announced recently that he'll be a villain in an upcoming run. If you like content like this, please make sure to subscribe, like, turn on the notification bell, all that good stuff. Check out the coffee shop content creators in the video description. They make content similar to mine. And overall, I hope you guys enjoy this video. And without further ado, let's begin. So, who's Onslaught? What's he do? What's he bring to the table? Onslaught is technically the manifestation of just pure anger and upset and confusion merged between the likes of the psyche of Professor X and Magneto. Now, one thing I feel like is often mistaken for like how powerful this is people mistake it coming from Magneto and Professor X as being weak or not that strong. That's stupid. First of all, in X-Men and mutant kind in Marvel Comics, power usually is a derivative of a mutant gene, and it can be stupidly broken. Look at Scott Summers, look at his kids. Cyclops compared to the capabilities of Cable, it's crazy. Look at Mr. Fantastic, produced Franklin Richards, stuff like that. You could produce anything powerful. And the psyche of Professor X has been compared and directly shown being comparable to the likes of Thanos in psionic ability, and the likes of even the Phoenix Force in the Dark Phoenix saga, when he had to literally mentally battle against the likes of the Phoenix Force across every plane of existence in Marvel. So, looking at all that, it's quite obvious that this character has the massive potential to be stupidly broken. So, with that little precursor on what Onslaught is, we're going to talk about what Onslaught has accomplished in Marvel Comics so far in his few appearances. Number one, he casually bypassed the Sidorak kinetic shield, the infinite kinetic shield, and ripped out the gem of Sidorak from the chest of Juggernaut. This shield was not even touched by the God Blast of Thor, which can kill the likes of Galactus if directly hit for a long enough time. It also allowed him to survive the realm of Oblivion itself. Onslaught did all this to Juggernaut like it was a meme. The fact that he can casually manhandle something as powerful as the gem of Sidorak is ridiculous. In his brief encounter and skirmish with Juggernaut, we saw that the likes of Onslaught was casually able to throw Juggernaut across America with a single strike. Keep this in mind, the God Blast I just mentioned couldn't even make Juggernaut go back. He was actually walking forward during the blast, and it didn't knock him back, but this blow knocked him across North America. Onslaught, sorry, I'm that excited about this character. Onslaught's power is so stupidly strong that his casual backhand, just him flicking the wrist, scales above the God Blast. I want you guys to understand that. He can regen from simply being a scattered idea or thought in the negative, I believe it was the negative zone. This is very impressive. So even if you physically get rid of him, just the very idea or concept that is the hateful nature of Onslaught will survive, live on, and regenerate. It's one of the more slept on, impressive surviving feats in Marvel. Even Phoenix Force Jean Grey, with the likes of other X-Men and mutants like Bishop, was unable to collectively harm or do anything to Onslaught when paired up in a battle with him. He actually wants his armor broken, and this is going to allude to one of the more bigger misconceptions about Onslaught. He actually wants his armor broken, and he's happy when his armor breaks because it amps him. The armor is what is actually withholding his true nature, which, if let out, can develop into pure being and thought that is Onslaught and allow him to reach his true conceptual nature. Just from Onslaught existing, just from him being around in reality, according to Apocalypse, who's one of the greatest minds in Marvel as the OG mutant, I mean, this being literally for fun messes with celestial technology, right? He stated that Onslaught passively drains every living being in the 616 of psionic energy whenever he exists. Basically, if you are within an infinite universe of him, the psionic drain begins. Even beings like Apocalypse and Phoenix Jean Grey seem subjected to this passive, massive drain. He can casually possess Thor himself, who, as we know in comics before, has casually resisted the likes of the control of Mephisto. Anything telepathic or psionic in nature that he comes up against, whether a shield, whether an attack, whether a projection, whether an illusion, it doesn't matter. Anything psionic related or telepathic related, he automatically absorbs and it amps him. Even the mere psionic echo of Onslaught can reach across time, space, and beyond the void itself, and is still felt as the most power and pure evil experienced by a character that was teaming up with Doctor Doom. Keep in mind, Doctor Doom himself has the base power to casually throw up shields and box with multiple mad Celestials, and he's nothing. His raw power, his potential is nothing compared to the likes of Onslaught. He casually, famously contained the power of Franklin Richards in one of his runs. Of course, the reason he obtained Franklin Richards is Franklin Richards has stupid power even compared to the likes of the Chaos Wave, which was produced by House of M, Scarlet Witch, and he is stated to be massively beyond even that level of reality warping power. Like I said, he can override the Gem of Sidorak, but not only that, he can override it to the point that he can actually force Juggernaut to go inside of the gem. Onslaught states that creation itself is his psionic playground, and he's basically doing whatever he wants because as long as he exists, his psionic hold and power extends across reality to what he views as creation and allows him to almost do whatever he wants. Watcher implies that this being, Onslaught, has perfected beyond the power and maturation of any mutant or human seen before. In a sick way, he's the pinnacle of evolution beyond even the dreams of Apocalypse. This puts him above Franklin, House of M, Scarlet, even Strange and Classic Strange in power, as Watcher witnessed all these arcs and eras, these powerful humans, these powerful mutants, and he hasn't seen anything quite like Onslaught. He can casually possess Hulk, who's just as hard as to possess Thor, possibly even harder, and casually cycled through the personality of the Hulks in combat. Even Thor was stated to not be able to survive the psionic storms that Onslaught can produce, and that it would passively turn Thor into dust. Onslaught then was shown to easily be capable of, and having done, boatload all the heroes. Franklin basically had to retcon and bring them all back with his own self-made reality and dream. He's also shown, Onslaught of course, being able to casually fold Nate Gray and absorb his power, who is a threat to even Apocalypse. He's also casually psionically folded Jean Grey, which of course makes sense given I explained the nature of his power and what he's accomplished already. Professor X, who can help muzzle the psionic nature of the Phoenix Force in the Dark Phoenix Saga, couldn't stop a telepathic wave of Onslaught from passively folding beings like Doctor Strange and even Doctor Doom. We also know that after absorbing Franklin Richards, Onslaught is more than willing to subject the world and reality itself to the reality warping nature of Franklin Richards' power, having produced himself an impossible to destroy dome in the middle after absorbing the power. He is pure thought, concept, and hateful idea, according to Professor X and research in the lab. Thor, being near the real form of Onslaught, was getting torn apart worse than when Thor went into the God Bomb, that would erase gods across all creation. So just being near true form Onslaught unleashed from his armor, it was a worse effect than Thor walking into the God Bomb. Nuts. He also gives Captain America nightmares better than Nightmare himself does in his own realm, which is just ridiculous. Overall, I truly do believe Onslaught's one of the most underrated characters in comics. If you agree or disagree, let me know what you think down below. If you don't like the matchup of him versus Pre-Retcon Beyonder, which I find interesting, recommend someone for him to battle down below. Maybe I'll consider it. But anyways, it's been your boy, YFE. I hope you guys have a terrific day, and I will see y'all later. Peace.